Good evening. This is the Digital Asset Guy. Thank you for tuning into Digital Asset Guy News as usual. Let's get right into it. We have another boring day. Bitcoin at 87. It's hard to believe just, a month and a half ago, we were over 100,000 and we've come way down. And, we went right down to that 80 2, 3, 4,000 level. Kind of predictable. I have the feeling that we're going to go down lower. Ethereum trying to get back above 3, but that's the cruel thing about bear markets is the macro trend is down and then it corrects up. It's the opposite of bull markets where the macro trend is up and it corrects down, So that's the thing. Everybody says, oh, see, it's going back up. And it's like, oh, just kidding. And then we step down. In 2018, that was my first bear market. And it was the most brutal one I've been through. So I've seen this before. And I just have a feeling we'll do this for a while. And it'll kind of cruelly lead people on and then jerk the rug out from under them to fall down another couple steps. So same thing with XRP. Basically, most of the market won't load anyway. So anyway, I Trust Capital. Just wanted to show you. This is their X account, and they're talking about traditional IRAs and a Roth conversion. I have a traditional IRA with iTrust and also a Roth. I did a conversion. You do have to pay tax on that when you convert, but I'm glad I did it because my little Roth that I started, it about tripled in this last bull run, and then I took a lot of profit. Glad I did. But the cool thing about a Roth, now I'm not a financial advisor or a wealth manager or anything like that, but there are certain rules where you're allowed to, take out some of the funds in a Roth, whether it's contributions or gains. You'll have to speak with your wealth manager about that. But anyway, I Trust Capital definitely has changed my life. And I had kind of a crazy year in 2024 where I had just a really crazy kind of year where I'm going to make a video at some point and explain what happened. But I had a situation where it only made sense for me maybe to, if I really believed in crypto, to roll over my retirement account to an iTrust Capital. It was one of the only places at the beginning that I knew of where I could invest in crypto. And, if I would have stayed with my traditional retirement, it's pretty solid. And all the baby boomers were telling me, you'll have a solid retirement and, you'll have $250,000 in there after you work until you're 65. That'll be your lump sum. And then you'll have a pension, and things. And I'm like, well, $250,000, that's no money for the lump sum part. And then, I was looking at the numbers. If I worked the job that I had worked all those years to get the retirement account, if I worked it all the way till I was 65, that's another lifetime away. And I would have been able to make about, $70,000 a year or something for the rest of my life after I was 65. That's what the numbers were saying. And I'm like, 70,000, that's hardly enough money to live on now. And then a lifetime from now in 30 years, that's not going to be enough money to live on. Like, I've got to do something different. And I just knew it. And I was in the position where it made sense. And I just went ahead and rolled it over to iTrust. Best move I ever made. When I show some of the people who were telling me not to do it, they just can't believe how much it grew in this bull market. But anyway, so I'm going to put a link below to iTrust. And if you use my link to open, they also have a premium custody account where it's just a regular account to hold crypto. You'll get a free $100. And that premium custody account, it's like the same thing as any other exchange, only you get institutional grade custody, and there's only a 1% trading fee, which is huge because a lot of other common crypto exchanges, they're usually north of 3%. Some of them are way, way higher, like even up to like 9%. You just kind of don't see it because it's in the fine print. It depends on how much you buy or sell. But I trust it is just 1%. I was even skeptical at the beginning, but after using the platform for a while, I can definitely say with confidence it is 1%. All right, I saw this clip of Cathie Wood. I thought it was pretty interesting. She's been a huge crypto bull, and now she's into Ethereum. Hasn't said anything about XRP, but I have a feeling that's coming in the future. But go ahead and take a listen.
Part of our analysis for the potential for Bitcoin was that it would become half the market cap of gold. It would take some share from gold or maybe expand the market. Well, that market has doubled. So I don't think our bull price should change all that much. We are very bullish on crypto assets, but we know that they are the most susceptible to liquidity drawdowns. And I described earlier, we have a number of reasons for liquidity drawdowns now, but we think that they will be cleared by the end of the year.
By the end of the year, I hear a lot of people in the space saying, this will happen by the end of the year, or that'll happen, or we'll be going back up, we'll hit this target by January. So it's interesting. Maybe they know something we don't all know. But I think Cathie Wood, I think really she's kind of an expert on innovation, in investing in innovation, not necessarily an expert on crypto. But I mean, she, don't get me wrong, she knows a lot about it. But her team over at ARK Invest, they make a lot of sense to me, and they, have some of the people who are in the know just in investing in general. And when she talks, I usually listen, and I think she's good at what she does. Here is Paul Barron Network talking with Grayscale, looking at a potential staked XRP ETF. This is interesting to me because XRP is not a proof of stake mechanism on the blockchain. It's not proof of work or proof of stake. All the coins are pre-mined, so you can't stake it on the network. However, I keep hearing rumors that there will be yield offered for holding XRP on exchanges. I've heard a rumor that it may happen on iTrust Capital, like I was just talking to you about over here. That would be really awesome. However, I'm not willing to, there's a lot of places now where you can stake your XRP, but you have to give up your private keys where you send it somewhere and they hold it and they're like lending it out. I am not giving up the private keys. I'm not willing to do that over earning a few more percent. However, if it's in my iTrust Capital account with premium custody, in my premium custody account or in my IRAs, and you have institutional grade security, and you're just able to earn the yield while it's in there, I would be all about that. But go ahead and listen to this clip.
And the Treasury and IRS have now given more.
I'm looking at Doppler Finance. They continue to kind of drive the position right here. And it's difficult for an XRP holder, especially native asset, to go out and stake. It's cumbersome to get it done until that starts to loosen up. Imagine if you had a stake opportunity within an ETF. I mean, literally just right there, easy click, easy access for millions and millions of institutional and product, don't you think?
And the reason this will be huge is because inside an ETF, that's an exchange traded fund. So basically you're going to have all of the old school investors who just want to go to their stockbroker and say, hey, I want to invest in this one, that one. Oh, there's an exchange traded fund that has some crypto. I want some exposure to that. if they're allowed to stake inside of those, that's more crypto that people are acquiring, accumulating, and holding, and that will drive more demand. So I think staking inside of these ETFs are going to be huge. Let's just see the rest of
XRP, I should say, exposure to it. Wouldn't that be a good product, don't you think?
We are actively looking at all of these things, and I'm delighted to say that we began the process of staking in U.S. listed ETFs with our Ethereum products in October, and the Treasury and IRS have now given more detailed guidance about the treatment of these products. So I think you will see much more staking activity in ETF, crypto ETFs.
I'm looking at Doppler.
Yep. So I think that's going to be big right now inside your iTrust Capital IRAs, in the retirement accounts. You can do staking, and it's tax deferred, because it's inside an IRA. So you can stake and earn whatever percent. I think it's around, I'm not sure. I don't want to say, don't quote me, but I don't know, 2 to 4% on Ethereum. And then I think Solana's 4 or 5%. But you can stake and earn that inside of the IRA, tax deferred. I do not give financial or investment advice. However, I think for myself personally, I think it would be crazy to not take advantage of that at my age. Because you're staking and you're getting the 5% more coins. And if you believe the value of the coins are going to go up, like we've seen in these bull runs, it's just a double whammy. And if you do that over 30 years, I think that's looking pretty good. So just something to think about. So I'm going to try to keep this video relatively short. I've got to be up early traveling for the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. I wanted to talk about some things that I am thankful for. I'm thankful that I met all of my friends at XRP Vegas. Here's Abs from Good Morning and Good Evening Crypto, the show. He just couldn't have been nicer, and he was just so sincere and just great to get to know at XRP Vegas. And then this is Crypto Jazz of the Real Crypto Informants. I did interviewed her on my channel, actually. You can go watch it. She's just really great and really well-spoken and just really great person. There's just so many people. And then, of course, this it was either John Cena or it was a stunt double for John Cena, but he was just awesome. And when I look back on all these memories, and even getting to meet Peter Schiff, it was funny. I snuck into Bitcoin Vegas and saw him. But anyway, just so thankful to be in the space. I just can't imagine my life without, well, there's Paul Barron right there, me and Paul. Can't imagine my life without crypto and all the people that I've met. Yeah, we kind of, live online and meet, or we talk on Twitter or X and on social media and things, but it's great to meet them at the conferences, and I just couldn't be more thankful to be in the communities. I've just met some life-changing people, and it's been a wild ride. Here's another thing that I am thankful for. This is going to sound a little strange, but I am thankful that I got hacked and lost all my crypto early on in the journey, like way back in 2017, I think it was. Seemed like the worst day of my life at the time. This is a screenshot from my phone where I had this wallet called a Jax wallet, and I opened it one day and it just said 0, or we were supposed to have a lot of Ethereum that we mined. It said 0, and it said that it was sent somewhere at like 7 in the morning. It was just one of those, like, your stomach drops, like, oh, this can't be real. This can't be happening moments. And it was awful. Yeah, I wish that I still had the Ethereum. It would be worth a lot more today. But you know what? If I wouldn't have gotten hacked like that, I would have never learned about cold storage and what it's like to be hacked and why you don't want to get hacked. And then I probably wouldn't have started teaching other people like I'm doing in this class. I show that slide and say, look, if you don't want this to happen, I'll show you what you need to do. You need to get a hardware wallet and use that and set up the private keys. And then if you don't want all of the responsibility of that, like in my Digital Asset Guy Helps John videos, and that's not the right way to go for you, which it is not the right way to go for some people. If you're not into setting up a hardware wallet, then pay someone to hold your crypto for you, like I Trust Capital. I'm going to put my link down below. And if you use that link, you get a free $100 when you fund your account. Anyway, I would use I Trust Capital, and they're an actual custodian. So anyway, but just going back to this, I'm thankful that I learned early on, because if it wouldn't have happened, I probably would have had all of the crypto that I have now in this silly Jax wallet and been, I might have been saying for years, oh, I've had it in this Jax wallet and it's been safe for years and years, But no, I had to learn hardcore at the very beginning. Somebody can get to your private keys if it's on a hot wallet. To this day, I have no idea how they did, but they did, and I learned, and I'm thankful of that. I really am. Sometimes, when you look back on bad things that happened in life, they look different, and you realize what good things came from it. So that's something I'm thankful for. What's this? Oh, this is a little video from 2024, the most crazy year of my entire life. This was the year I made a giant move to put my retirement in crypto. Basically 100% of it. Someday I'll make a video explaining exactly what happened, but it was the craziest year of my life. I probably had the most fun ever, but then everything came to a screeching halt, where something that I was trying to do with my life, it just didn't work out with a career change. And it's a long story, but anyway, here's just a little bit of this clip illustrating that year. Anyway, you can watch the whole thing if you join my group. This video isn't actually on YouTube, but sometimes in life, you get pulled in multiple directions, and, you can get knocked down so hard you think you can't get back up. I remember this year, everything went great, for a while, and then I realized, a career change move that I was trying to make just wasn't going to work out. Program that I went to just wasn't what I had in mind, just was not progressing. I was having way too much fun, not progressing, and just wasn't quite what I signed up for. But the whole time I was watching crypto go up and, having more and more conviction. And that year, when this move I tried to make didn't work out, it left me in a position where I felt that I needed to do something, and I needed to go with my gut and what I really believed in. I put all my retirement in crypto. It was the right move, and it was just incredible. I'm really thankful, but to get there was extremely painful. I mean, it was when everything came to a screeching halt and I realized that I couldn't move forward on the path I was on. It was the lowest point of my entire life. I've never been so depressed in my life. I think I lost over 30 pounds in like 4 months, just not eating, not sleeping, just freaking out. What am I going to do? What am I doing with my life? And I just had a little bit of crypto and believed in crypto, and then put it all in the retirement. It turned out to be the right thing. And then after the election, crypto kind of took off, and it was something bigger than me. I don't want to get all religious, but I do believe in God, and I just know that it could not have all happened the way that it did, just by chance. There's just no way that it could have worked out the way it did. And all of this with my YouTube channel, all these videos, my vision I've had, none of it probably would have happened if things wouldn't have went the way they did, and I'm just really thankful of that. And yeah, I'm probably going to take the rest of the week off for the holiday, do some traveling. So make sure that you enjoy the holiday with your loved ones. And I'll see you guys all next week. Have a happy Thanksgiving, and remember to be thankful. Digital Asset Guy out.